Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
The biggest sale of the year is happening right now during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda. For a limited time, make no payments for 90 days on every new Honda. That's right, you choose and make no payments for 90 days at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome as we start our final edition of the Clarence Bug Show for Holy Week. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of South Louisiana heaven since the last opportunity we had to spend some time with you and yours. We start today's show with Louisiana news as we typically do. And the highest court in our state, the Louisiana Supreme Court, announcing this week that the trial of 3 of the 4 defendants in the Linda Freaky case have finally now have a court date set. You may or may not know that the trial for 3 of the 4, the 4th is undergoing mental health care, 16-year-old female, if memory serves correct. But the other 3 were scheduled to have their trial start this week. It was found out shortly before the trial was supposed to start that some evidence, DNA and other evidence, had not been turned over in a timely manner to the defense. The High Court ruling that the 3 are indeed entitled to more time to digest, analyze, if you will, this new evidence, and as a result, the new date now has been set for March 18th of 2024. As you might imagine, the Freaky family is in no way, shape, or form pleased with this development. I can't begin to imagine what it must be like mentally, emotionally, to gear yourself up for a trial, particularly when it's a 73-year-old woman carjacked by 4 teenagers. She subsequently, as they try to make their getaway, gets her arm stuck in the seat belt, has the arm ripped from her socket, and she bleeds out on scene. I can't begin to imagine emotionally what it must be like to prepare yourself for this, only to have the proverbial rug snatched from beneath your feet. We will keep an eye on this, and obviously as it gets closer and closer to the day, for the sake of this family, hopefully there won't be any further delays in them getting justice in that regard. In other Louisiana news, speaking of, can't imagine what it must be like for some people, as we get set to celebrate Easter here in this country, in the city of Baker, Louisiana, a pastor, well, actually preacher, because he bills himself as a bishop, Joshua Lamb, arrested last month and accused of stealing more than $100,000 from his day job at the Comfort Suites off Bluebonnet Boulevard. I guess I should have said arrested for allegedly stealing $100,000 from his day job. According to law enforcement, Bishop Lamb has a prior criminal history that shows a repeated pattern of arrests for theft and forgery. It is yet another black eye on religion. And listen, I get it, y'all. The Bible clearly tells us that in the ends of times we will have false prophets. As a matter of fact, we have had them throughout all of history. Ask the people that followed Jim Jones. They'll tell you. But it's particularly poignant for the folks that, quote, worshiped under this guy to have it come to light this close to the holiest day of the year. Our thoughts and prayers are with that congregation, and hopefully they will be able to quickly move on once all of this has reached fruition. More Louisiana news. This one I'm a little torn on. I haven't been able to digest it thoroughly yet, but it's no big secret that we have more than our fair share of problems in Louisiana, and certainly in Baton Rouge, as it pertains to underage drinking. There is a bill that's been pre-filed for the upcoming legislative session, Senate Bill 194, by State Senator Beth Mizell. She is in the aftermath of the death of LSU student Madison Brooks after a night of underage drinking, has filed a bill that would make it illegal for minors under the age of 21 to enter a bar in Louisiana. As it stands now, the legal drinking age is 21, but 18-year-olds are allowed into bars. And you know your buddy Clarence, you know where I'm going to go with this. If at 18 you can register, sign up, become a member of the armed forces, serve your country, and potentially give your life, it's a stretch for me to tell them where they can or cannot go only because they're serving alcohol there. That's something that in all likelihood the courts will probably end up having to settle. Now listen, don't misunderstand me, y'all. I applaud Beth Mizell for attempting to do something. I get it. We're at a point now where every time we look around, someone is getting injured, someone is getting killed because underage kids are drinking alcohol. I get it. I understand it. I applaud you for attempting to do something. But at the end of the day, I'm still not sure that this is the answer. And let's be honest here. 18, 19, 20-year-olds not being allowed to go into a bar, if we think that is going to stop them from drinking alcohol, we better think again. Just think back. I know it's tougher for a whole lot of us than others, but think back to when you were 18, 19, 20 years old. For most of us, we weren't allowed in bars back then. But did it stop us from drinking? Just an observation, y'all. Just an observation. Finally, in Louisiana news, it is something that has become far too common in our country, and I have yet to see any numbers that would quantify it one way or the other, but the abuse of opioids and deadly consequences from abusing opioids is something that all of Americans, well, maybe with the exception of Joe Biden and Karine Jean-Pierre, everybody knows about this. Of course, you know, she's the one that very famously said a couple of weeks ago that fentanyl is at historically low levels in America. Well, I will leave to you to decide just how stupid that statement actually was. However, a former Baton Rouge doctor sentenced this week, to 15 years in federal prison after being convicted of the distribution of controlled substances by a physician. 64-year-old Randy LaMartiniere wrote, quote, medically unnecessary prescriptions, end of quote, for several drugs, including fentanyl, Adderall, and oxycodone, between March of 2015 and January of 2016. This was in exchange for cash payments ranging anywhere from $100 to $300. Law enforcement and the prosecution saying he knew that these drugs were not being used for a legitimate medical purpose and were outside the course of legitimate medical practice. 15 years in prison, which will then be followed by 3 years of supervised release. Personally, and it does not say in the article how many prescriptions were written, but 15 years for the lives that may have been ruined, I think he got off easy. Again, I don't know how many counts, nor do I have in front of me what sentencing guidelines, state and federal, would require for something like this. But at the end of the day, you got to think this guy as a physician was 64 years old. So there's no way on God's green earth that he was not aware that what he was doing at the time was illegal and could potentially lead to harm people. So again, my humble opinion only, he got off real light in this regard. Just saying. Yesterday, our own LSU Lady Tigers celebrated the first national championship in men's or women's basketball at LSU. And of course, everybody knows by now about the whole Angel Reese you can't see me thing and Caitlin Clark. Well, since we were with you on Tuesday, there's been some real interesting developments regarding all of this. And you know your buddy Clarence. I've been doing this for 40-some years now, y'all. I have heard in covering politics a lot of stupid stuff. But I heard something yesterday that may be the most stupid I've heard in 43 years. I'm going to share that with you when we come back after our first break of the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Gallagher. This is Roy Fletcher. We hope you'll join us for Fletch Nation, especially if you like talking politics.
Hey, come and join us. We'll give you the information, and then we'll give you the context. And by the way, we'll give you fun too.
Lots of fun. We hit the local races, the state. We even look at what's going on all across America. And by the way, this space is available. If you'd like to talk about advertising, send your emails to Roy Fletcher at royfletcher.com and join us every week here on the Pelican for Fletch Nation.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The season of inspiration is the perfect time to discover the enhanced Mazda CX-5, named a 2022 IIHS Safety Pick Plus Award winner, its highest safety award honor. Choose from over 45 CX-5s available at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Is that like a subliminal message? The screen went to black? Y'all know I'm just kidding, right? In the wake of our LSU Lady Tigers bringing home the first national championship in basketball, it's been a little troubling to watch all the kerfuffle, all the brouhaha, if you will, over Angel Reese and her "you can't see me" gesture to Caitlin Clark. This week, after liberals just lost their minds, Caitlin Clark came out and said, y'all need to chill out. Leave Angel Reese alone. It's a part of the game. Talking smack, talking noise, that's a part of the game. And when you have people that are super competitive, like these ladies are, you're going to have that. Caitlin also pointed out it's a double standard. Men do it all the time. Watch the NBA. Watch the NFL. You want to get in the guy's head, give yourself that little extra psychological advantage, you talk smack. It's a part of the game. So she came out in no uncertain terms and said, leave the girl alone. She's just doing what everybody else does. But I mentioned to you early on, I've been doing this for 43 years, y'all. And when it comes to politics, right when I think I've heard it all, right when I think I've heard the dumbest thing I have ever heard, all I have to do is just keep breathing, because a new one is coming. I'm going to file this under stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. Let me say for the record, I would never, ever attempt to tell Shannon Sharp anything about how to run a route in football. Not because I don't know, but because he played in the NFL. So he would know on my best day a whole lot more than I would. So I know to stay in my lane. On Undisputed, his show with Skip Bayless on ESPN this week, Shannon Sharpe came out and said, inviting Iowa to the White House is stupid. He's good so far. He said, this is the ultimate participation trophy. Never in history, since we've been celebrating champions, whether it's on the collegiate level or the professional level, never once have we invited the loser to the White House. Doing good. Then it happened. Stay in your lane, bro. Shannon Sharpe castigates Jill Biden and Joe Biden, saying, and I'm going to paraphrase for you, you can look it up for yourself. Shannon Sharpe says, apparently you forgot who helped put you in office. And there are a lot of black folk that are not going to vote for you if you invite Iowa, the losers, to the White House. Okay. Think about what he said. There's a lot of black folk that are not going to vote for you because of basketball. Never mind that crime across America has exploded. And we know what community is hurt the worst by violent crime. The black community. But we're not going to vote for Joe Biden because of basketball? Never mind that inflation is at the highest it's been in 40 years because of Joe Biden's spending. Black folks' wallets, purses, pocketbooks are being crushed. But we're not going to vote for Joe Biden because of basketball. Millions of illegal immigrants flooding over our southern and northern border, taking jobs from black people who already earn the least amount of money in this country, but we're not going to vote for Joe Biden again because of basketball? 78% of black people, when polled, say crime is so bad, we need more police in our community. We don't want less. But Joe Biden and Democrats continue to push defunding the police, the community that has the most crime and is hurt the most by crime. But we're not going to vote for Joe Biden because of basketball? In Democrat-run cities, in some of them, Chicago, the majority of black kids in public schools run by Democrats can't read at grade level, can't perform math at grade level. But we're not going to vote for Joe Biden because of something that happened in freaking basketball? Never mind that last year, over 105,000 Americans, many of them look just like me, died from a fentanyl-related opioid overdose that came up the southern border. But we're not going to vote for Joe Biden because of basketball? Never mind that a freaking Chinese spy balloon flew across the whole damn country over sensitive military installations more than once. But Shannon Sharpe thinks there's some black folk that are not going to vote for Joe Biden because of basketball. Parents still can't find, because of the supply chain crisis, baby formula for their children. But we're not going to vote for Joe Biden because of basketball? Now listen, y'all. I get that he thought he was doing something. Here's your homework, black folk. Look up what Malcolm X said about white liberals. They are the greatest threat to the black man in America. Now you see why. Shannon Sharpe apparently thought he was doing something monumental. Let me give you the quote. Did you forget who helped put your husband in the White House? He's speaking to Jill Biden. You're going to find out a very serious, hard lesson in 2024. Joe will be like a Kentucky or Duke freshman. You'll be one and done. Now, y'all already know how I feel about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You already know this. But of all the reasons that are out there, as plain as the freaking nose on your face not to vote for this clown, you throw basketball into the mix? And I don't think Shannon realizes, but what he's saying is, there are black people in America that don't care about crime exploding exponentially. They don't care about all of the billions of their tax dollars that Joe Biden went off and left in Afghanistan with the Taliban. They don't care about the fact that millions of illegal immigrants are coming across the border, taking their jobs. Black folk, apparently, according to Shannon Sharpe, don't care that 78% of black people want more police in their community. They don't want to defund the police. But Joe Biden continues to push this. Of course, Karine Jean-Pierre will tell you it's the Republicans that want to defund the police. Apparently, Shannon thinks the relatives, the family members of all these folks, black folks, who died from a fentanyl-related opioid overdose don't care. But by God, they get up in arms when he's talking about basketball. Stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. I don't know who told him he's qualified to speak on matters of this importance, but I get a sneaking suspicion he'll find out soon enough. What did I say not so very long ago? Of course they're stupid. They're liberals. We don't care about crime, apparently. We don't care about incarceration rates. We don't care that our kids can't read or write at grade level. We don't care about supply chain crisis. We don't care that the rest of the freaking free world is looking at us like we've lost our freaking minds. And while in Chicago, for example, close to 60 schools, they don't have one child that reads at grade level or can perform math at grade level. But they can find time to teach your son that he can be your daughter. They can find time, even though they can't teach your child to read, can't teach your child to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, but they can teach your daughter that she can be your son. Of course they're stupid. They're liberals. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, y'all. Because he's getting bigger and bigger and crazier and crazier. And nobody seems willing to stand up and tell the truth. That's where I come in. Bottom of the hour break. We're coming right back as we continue the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
You could be driving. Now's the time to save on new Accords during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana. Get our lowest prices and biggest savings on our largest selection of Accords this year. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana, I-49 just south of Opelousas.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Caught spiders?
Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, one of the interesting things among many of the human experience is inevitably as time goes on, we find ourselves in situations where we have to ask, how did we end up here? I saw this story last night, and I had to ask myself, if my late father were here, what would he think about us? Now listen, I understand there are a whole lot of y'all that could care less what he thought. I get it. But when you look at what is happening in this country, you have to ask yourself, how in God's name did we arrive at this point? There is an elephant in the room, y'all, that we need to talk about. And it is troubling that so many of y'all, knowing this is sheer lunacy, knowing it goes in direct contradiction to God's word, not that many of y'all care about God's word, but as an American, you have that right. How have we arrived at a point where you all are apparently deathly afraid of telling the truth and standing up for the truth. I know for a fact, I am not the only one that knows full well a boy cannot be a girl and a girl cannot be a boy. I know for a fact I'm not the only one that feels that way. So why are y'all so scared to tell these folks that are pushing this insanity that y'all need to go somewhere? These folks have mental problems, y'all. This is a mental disease. Example. Ollie London, transgender. A dude that thinks he's a woman goes on Twitter this week for all the world to see to announce, I just had my first period. You heard me right. This is a freaking dude. And not only did he not have a problem thinking that way, he had no problem telling the whole wide world via Twitter, guess what, y'all? I just had my first. He then goes on, dude who thinks he's a woman, then goes on to describe how the blood, quote, was gushing out. Say, bruh, that's not a period. That's called internal hemorrhaging. You need to get to the hospital, dog. You need to get to a doctor. And the problem I have with this, y'all, you've heard me say over the years, over and over and over again, I've never seen it, but I'm pretty darn sure that it is written somewhere deep in the bowels of the United States Constitution. Somewhere in there it says, it's America. You got a right to be a moron. Somewhere in there it has to say, it's America. You got a right to be a moron. I mean, all you got to do is look around and see how many moronic things people are doing these days. And it would be one thing if this clown, mentally deluded as he is, were to think that. But to get on Twitter for all the world to read. Now, as bad as that is, as clearly obvious as it is, this clown is walking around and the screws ain't matching up here. Then, if that weren't bad enough, they want laws to where you have to accept this. Like hell I will. You gonna tell me, well, you have to call them by their preferred pronouns. No, hoss, that ain't how I roll. These are the same people that ever since the dawn of humankind, we've all understood male, female. Those of us that are people of faith, we know God's word tells us male and female of every species created he. Don't say anything in there about them 61 other genders. The word tells us when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Ain't nothing in there where he says when a man finds a husband, he finds a good thing. These people are sick, and somebody needs to say it. If you scared, don't worry about it. That's my job, and I take it seriously. I have no problem telling the truth. I ran across a saying not long ago, and quite frankly, I am embarrassed that I didn't know about this statement before now. Some people attribute it to St. Augustine. Others say he didn't say it. But the saying is as follows. The truth is like a lion. It doesn't need to be defended. Turn it loose. Set it free. It will defend itself. For those of y'all that are afraid for whatever reason, political connections, family members, sphere of influence and social circle, for those of y'all that are afraid to tell the truth to these deluded, demented individuals, number one, I hope you get a spine. Number two, I hope you will quickly come to the realization that when you are attempting to be politically correct, you cannot tell the truth. I have people asking me all the time, man, what did you say about such and such on the show? I know you talked about it. And I'll tell them, I don't remember what I said, but I know what I said. And they get this really weird look on their face. Wait a minute, Clarence, you just said you don't remember what you said. How do you know what you said? And I'll tell them, whatever the truth is, that's what I said. See, that way, if you just tell people the truth, you don't have to worry about remembering what you said. You don't have to worry about remembering who you said it to. The truth is, the truth is. And this clown on Twitter, I just had my first period. Nobody around this guy, and that is what you are, bruh, you're a dude. Nobody in close proximity felt empowered enough or cared enough to tell him, bruh, you a dude, bruh. But who knows? Maybe he'll be applying for a job in the Biden-Harris White House. He'd have the leg up on everybody else. Y'all, this has gone far enough. Because what is happening now, they're not satisfied with being the deluded people that they are. They want to pass this on to your children and your grandchildren. See, as Americans, God blessed us to live in this country. He blessed us to be the recipients of the freedoms, the rights, and the liberties that are afforded to us. But there is a responsibility, y'all, to do everything within our power to ensure that these rights, freedoms, and liberties remain intact for those who follow after us. Do y'all realize what we are letting these idiots do for the future of our children and our grandchildren? Well, a boy can be a girl, and a girl can be a boy. And y'all just go right along as though, well, you know, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's how we got in this crap to begin with. This is how we have now found ourselves where we find ourselves. And we're wondering what in God's name is going on. You can't play nice with these people, y'all. Playing nice is what has led to this country going where it's going. Being so concerned about their feelings. That's why we're headed where we're headed. And if you can't see it, you either don't want to or you're willfully blind. How many times have you heard me say, one of my favorite songs on the planet, Harry Connick Jr., There's Always One More Time. There's a line in that song when Harry says, and I quote, "Keeping your eyes closed is worse than being blind." What he means is, if you're blind, it's probably because there is some defect in the optical system. You've got bad optical nerves, the cornea, the iris, whatever. There's a defect there. Your eyes are wide open. How many totally blind people have you seen? Their eyes are wide open, but they can't see. But now when you walk around like this and you refuse to open your eyes and see, that's worse than being blind. Some of y'all not going to get that till later. But that's okay, as long as at some point you get it. Final break of today's show. We'll come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and we wrap up the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Thursday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. The entire country this week was riveted to court proceedings in New York as the left continued their never, ever ending attempt to get Orange Man. You know, it occurred to me last night. The timing of this, we all know what it's about. We all know. 2024 is going to be here before you know it. And the Democrats have realized that, we don't have anything we can run on. We don't have one single thing that we can showcase to the American public to say, this is why we deserve to be back in office. I learned a long time ago, I forget what it was, who it was, that brought me to this revelation. If you're running for office, I don't want to hear why I shouldn't elect your opponent. I want to hear why I should elect you. The Democrats know full well we don't have anything we can tell people why they should vote for us. So what we'll do is we'll tell them why you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump. And a whole bunch of y'all are gullible enough to fall for that. I don't care one iota why I shouldn't vote for your opponent. Tell me why I should vote for you. Well, let's see. Earlier on, we went down a list. Inflation is the highest it's been in 40 years. Nope, you can't run on that. Millions and millions of illegal immigrants flooding across both our southern and northern border. Nope, you can't run on that. Crime exploding all across the country, exponentially. What have you done to stop it? Nothing. Oh, can't run on that. In Democrat-run cities, the percentage of children who cannot read at grade level, cannot do math at grade level, is staggering. Nope, can't run on that. Last year, over 105,000 of our fellow Americans died from a fentanyl-related opioid overdose. Nope, you can't run on stopping fentanyl. Chinese spy balloon goes across the length and breadth of our entire nation, passing over sensitive military installations, some of them 2 and 3 times. Well, don't guess we can run on being the party of ensuring national security. Our standing on the world stage, it's a joke. Can't run on that. Oh, I know. How about how successfully we got out of Afghanistan? Wrong answer. Can't run on that. Oh, I got it. Supply chain crisis. We fixed that. Oh, wait, the shelves are still empty in my store. Nope, can't run on that. They don't have one single thing that ordinary, real folk like you and me, they don't have one thing they can run on. So you take the page out the Democrat playbook. Since you have nothing that you can toot your horn about, you demonize the other side. Orange man bad. And some of y'all gonna still vote Democrat. you deserve what you get. You deserve it. Before we get out of here, y'all know I make absolutely no bones whatsoever about the fact that I am a man of faith. I thank God every single day that he saw fit to make me a citizen of the greatest country on the face of this green earth. That he saw fit to give me the privilege of living in a country where, at least for the time being, I can worship who I want and what I want, or, like some of y'all, nothing at all. That's your right as an American. But more than anything else, I thank him for loving me enough to send his son to die in my stead, that I might have the right to the tree of life. That's love, y'all. And at the end of the day, I get it. I understand. There's going to be some folk out there that, man, can you believe them Christian folk? Yeah, well, they are who they are. We are who we are. But at the end of the day, pure and simple, I thank God for the privilege of being an American. But Clarence, how can you say that? You know, for all them years, black people couldn't vote, couldn't marry who they wanted, and blah, 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 couldn't get an education, blah, 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 blah. But where are we now? And at the end of the day, were it not for this country, you know y'all be speaking German or Japanese, don't you? You realize that? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? See, I was born in Germany. I still remember a little bit because of my father's military service. Thank God for the United States of America. And that's another reason why they hate Donald Trump so much. You know, if getting Trump out of office and you came in, Joe Biden, and made things so much better, that'd be one thing. But for all of y'all that supported the Democrats and voted for Joe Biden, I got one question for you. How's that working out for you? Just a thought. Just a thought. My time's up. Beat you to it, Marty. But you already know the drill. Yes, sir. This day, maybe more so than any other day in history, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we are not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. You know the good Lord loves you. You know I do too. And the good news is there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Happy Resurrection Day. Love you much. See you soon.